What if the secret to a happier life was already figured out 2,000 years ago, hiding in the words of ancient philosophers? Welcome to Daily Stoic Habits, where we unpack timeless wisdom to help you live better, starting right now. In a world that's constantly pulling you in a million directions, work stress, endless notifications, and that nagging feeling you're not doing enough, Stoicism offers a way to cut through the noise. It's not about ignoring your emotions or chasing some unattainable Zen state. It's about finding peace by focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you can't. Today, we're diving into the core of Stoicism, why it's the ultimate guide to simple happiness, and how it fits perfectly into our chaotic modern lives. So, hit that subscribe button for Daily Stoic Habits and turn on the notification bell. Let's make this journey to a better you together. Picture yourself waking up, not dreading the day, but feeling a quiet confidence that no matter what comes, you've got this. That's the promise of Stoicism, a philosophy born in ancient Greece and Rome, championed by thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. These weren't ivory tower scholars. They were real people navigating power, struggles, betrayal, and loss. Just like we deal with deadlines, drama, and uncertainty. Their big idea: happiness doesn't come from external stuff, money, status, or even perfect circumstances. It comes from mastering your own mind. Stoicism teaches you to reframe challenges, to see obstacles as opportunities, and to find joy in the present moment. It's like a mental toolkit for building a life that feels meaningful, no matter what's thrown your way. Why does this matter now? Because we're drowning in distractions. Social media, 24/7 news cycles, and the pressure to have it all can leave you feeling overwhelmed, like you're running on a hamster wheel that never stops. Stoicism steps in as a reset button. It's not about escaping to a cabin in the woods or meditating for hours. It's practical, actionable wisdom you can use while stuck in traffic or dealing with a tough conversation. Imagine having a framework that helps you stay calm when your boss sends a cryptic email or when life throws a curveball you didn't see coming. That's what Stoicism delivers, a way to anchor yourself in clarity and purpose. This isn't just old-school philosophy. It's a lifeline for today's world. Whether you're juggling a career, relationships, or just trying to figure out what makes you tick, Stoicism's principles are universal. It's about stripping away the clutter, those endless what-ifs and if-onlys, and focusing on what's real, what's now. In this video, we'll break down the core ideas of Stoicism, show you how they lead to a simpler, happier life, and give you practical steps to start applying them today. From managing stress to finding purpose, we're covering it all, so stick with us. Because by the end of this, you'll have a roadmap to a life that's not just surviving, but thriving. Let's get started. Stoicism isn't just some dusty philosophy from a bygone era. It's a way of thinking that's been battle-tested by some of the sharpest minds in history, and it's still got serious game today. Picture a world where emperors, slaves, and scholars all turn to the same ideas to navigate life's highs and lows. That's where Stoicism was born, in the bustling streets of ancient Greece and Rome. Shaped by thinkers who didn't just talk the talk, they lived it. Let's dive into where this philosophy came from, its core principles, and why it's a straight-up blueprint for finding happiness in a world that loves to throw. See you are vapt. First, the history. Stoicism kicked off around 300 BCE with a guy named Zeno of Citium, who started teaching in Athens. But it really hit its stride with three heavyweights: Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. Seneca was a Roman philosopher and advisor to Emperor Nero, walking a tightrope between power and principle while writing letters that still feel like they're speaking to us today. Epictetus, born a slave, earned his freedom and became a teacher, whose no-nonsense wisdom cut through life's noise like a knife. Then there's Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who jotted down his private thoughts in a journal we now call Meditations, wrestling with duty and mortality while running an empire. These guys weren't theorizing in some quiet library. We're in the thick of it: court intrigue, exile. Warriors still found ways to keep their heads straight. Their lives prove Stoicism isn't just for pondering, it's for doing. So what's the heart of Stoicism? It boils down to a few key ideas that are as practical as a good pair of boots. The big one is this: focus on what you can control and let go of what you can't. Sounds simple, but it's a game changer. You can't control the weather, other people's opinions, or whether your flight gets delayed. But you can control how you react, what you prioritize, and the choices you make. Stoics call this the dichotomy of control, and it's like a mental filter that keeps you grounded. Another core principle is accepting reality as it is, not as you wish it to be. Life's going to hand you setbacks. Maybe your car breaks down, or a deal falls through. Instead of raging or sulking, Stoicism says, okay, this is what's happening now. What's my next move? It's about rolling with the punches and staying steady. These ideas tie directly into happiness, and here's why. Most of us chase joy in the wrong places: more money, a bigger house, or that perfect relationship. But Stoics argue happiness isn't out there. It's in here, in your head. By focusing on what you can control, you stop wasting energy on stuff that's out of your hands. You're not freaking out over a bad review or obsessing about tomorrow's meeting. Instead, you're dialed into the present, making deliberate choices that align with who you want to be. Accepting reality doesn't mean giving up. It means freeing yourself from the emotional roller coaster of wishing things were different. It's like clearing the fog from your windshield. You see the road ahead more clearly and drive with purpose. Stoicism's link to happiness also comes from its emphasis on virtue. For the Stoics, living well means acting with wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. When you make decisions based on these values, you build a life that feels solid, not shaky. Think about it. When you handle a tough situation with grace, or stick to your principles under pressure, don't you feel a quiet sense of pride? That's the kind of happiness Stoicism delivers, not fleeting highs, but a steady, grounded contentment that sticks with you. In a world obsessed with quick fixes and instant gratification, Stoicism offers something deeper, a way to find peace and purpose, no matter what life throws your way. Stick around, because we're about to unpack how these principles can transform your day-to-day life. Stoicism isn't about numbing your feelings or pretending life's all sunshine and rainbows. It's about equipping yourself with mental tools to face the miasmas of life and still find a deep, lasting kind of happiness. The philosophy hands you 4 key principles that act like a compass, guiding you through tough times and helping you build a life that feels meaningful. Let's break them down. Controlling your perception, accepting reality, living rationally, and staying anchored in the present. Each one's a piece of the puzzle, and together, they're a roadmap to a calmer, more grounded you. First up, controlling your perception. Stoics believe it's not what happens to you that matters. It's how you think about it. Picture this. You're stuck in traffic, late for a big meeting. Your blood's boiling and you're cursing every car in sight. A Stoic would say, hold up, the traffic's out of your control, but your reaction? That's on you. This is about reframing. Instead of seeing the delay as a disaster, you might think, this is a chance to breathe. Maybe listen to that podcast I've been meaning to check out. Seneca put it best. You have power over your mind, not outside events. And you will find strength. By shifting how you view challenges, you strip them of their power to ruin your day. A flat tire isn't a curse. It's just a thing that happened. A harsh comment from a coworker isn't a personal attack. It's their opinion, not your truth. This mental jujitsu takes practice, but once you get the hang of it, life's annoyances lose their sting, and you start finding opportunities where others see only problems. Next, accepting reality. Life's going to throw punches, job loss, heartbreak, plans falling apart. Stoicism teaches you to stand firm and say, "This is what's happening. I'm not going to fight what I can't change." It's not about giving up. It's about saving your energy for what matters. Epictetus said, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." Think about a stormy day. You can't stop the rain, but you can grab an umbrella and keep moving. When you accept reality, you cultivate a quiet strength that keeps you steady. Maybe your flight's canceled, and you're stranded at the airport. Instead of raging at the desk clerk, you take a deep breath, find a coffee shop, and make the best of it. This calm acceptance doesn't just diffuse stress, it frees you to act with clarity. You're not wasting energy wishing things were different. You're dealing with what's real. Then there's living rationally, which means making choices based on your values, not your impulses. Stoics are big on virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. These aren't just lofty ideals, they're the guardrails that keep your life on track. Say you're tempted to snap at someone who cut you off in line, your gut's screaming to let them have it, but a Stoic pauses and asks, "Is this who I want to be? Does this align with my values?" By choosing to act with patience instead, you're not just avoiding a pointless fight, you're building a version of yourself you respect. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Living rationally means every decision, big or small, is a chance to live up to your best self. It's why Stoics don't chase fleeting pleasures, like binge buying or scrolling endlessly. They know real happiness comes from actions that match their principles. Finally, focusing on the present. How much time do you spend replaying the past or stressing about the future? Stoics say that's a happiness thief. The past is done. The future's not guaranteed, but right now, that's yours. Hey, Marcus Aurelius nailed it. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Confine yourself to the present. This doesn't mean ignoring your goals or forgetting lessons learned. It means zeroing in on what you can do today, this hour, this moment. Worried about a big presentation next week? Instead of spiraling, focus on prepping one slide right now. Regretting a fight you had last month? Let it go and be kind to someone today. Staying present keeps you from drowning in what-ifs and anchors you in action. It's like tuning out static. To hear the music clearly, you start appreciating the small joys. It's like a good meal or a walk in the sun that you'd otherwise miss. These 4 principles controlling perception: accepting reality, living rationally, and focusing on the present aren't just ideas. They're practices that build a happier life. They teach you to stop wrestling with what you can't change and start mastering what you can. It's not about being perfect. It's about progress. Every time you reframe a setback, stay calm in a storm, choose values over impulses, or savor the moment, you're wiring your brain for resilience and contentment. Stoicism's genius is its simplicity. You don't need a fancy degree or a life overhaul to start. You just need to show up day after day and lean into these principles. They're like a gym for your mind. Each rep makes you stronger, and before you know it, happiness isn't something you're chasing, it's something you're living. Life today moves fast. Emails piling up, notifications buzzing, and the pressure to keep up with it all can feel like a tidal wave. Stoicism, with its ancient roots, might seem like an odd fit for our tech-driven world, but it's actually a perfect playbook for cutting through the chaos. It's not about retreating to a mountaintop or ignoring your feelings. It's about practical steps to handle stress, build better relationships, simplify your life, and stay grounded. Let's dive into how you can apply Stoic principles to modern life. From managing emotions to daily habits that keep you centered, start with managing emotions, because let's be real, life throws plenty of reasons to lose your cool. Traffic, jams, a snarky comment from a colleague, or a project that flops can send your stress levels through the roof. Stoicism says you can't always control what happens, but you can control how you respond. Take failure, for instance. Maybe you bombed a presentation and your brain's screaming that you're a fraud. A Stoic would pause and reframe it. This didn't go well, but it's a chance to learn. What can I do better next time? Epictetus put it bluntly. You become what you give your attention to. Instead of spiraling into self-doubt, you focus on the lesson. Stress works the same way. When you're drowning in deadlines, Stoicism teaches you to break it down. What's the one thing I can do right now? It's like turning a raging fire into a manageable spark. By choosing your response, you're not just surviving tough moments, you're growing stronger through them. Then there's relationships, where Stoicism can be a game changer. We've all dealt with people who push our buttons, maybe a friend who's always late, or a family member who criticizes everything. Stoicism calls for compassion and patience, rooted in the idea that everyone's fighting their own battles. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." Instead of snapping when someone cuts you off in conversation, you might think they're probably stressed or distracted. Let it go. This doesn't mean being a doormat, it means choosing empathy over ego. Say your coworker throws you under the bus in a meeting. Rather than stewing, a Stoic might approach them later, calmly addressing the issue while keeping the bigger picture in mind, preserving the relationship. This approach builds trust and diffuses conflict, making your connection stronger. It's not about suppressing anger. It's about redirecting it into something constructive, like understanding or forgiveness that leaves you feeling lighter. It's not weighed down. Simplifying your life is another Stoic gem, especially when we're bombarded with ads and social media telling us we need more stuff, more status, everything. Stoicism flips the script. Happiness comes from wanting less, not having more. Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little who is poor, but the one who hankers after more." Think about your closet, overflowing with clothes you barely wear, or your phone, cluttered with apps you don't need. Stoicism encourages you to cut the excess. Maybe you unsubscribe from those tempting sale emails, or stop scrolling through feeds that make you feel inadequate. It's not about living like a monk. It's about focusing on what adds real value, like time with loved ones or hobbies that light you up. Simplifying also means saying no to commitments that drain you. Got invited to an event you're dreading? Politely decline and use that time for something that matters. By shedding unnecessary desires, you create space for clarity and contentment, like clearing a foggy window to let the sunlight in. Daily practices tie it all together, turning Stoic ideas into habits that stick. One of the simplest is journaling, a habit Marcus Aurelius leaned on hard. At the end of the day, grab a notebook and jot down what went well, what didn't, and how you handled it. Maybe you lost your temper in traffic, write about it. Not to beat yourself up, but to plan a better response next time. It's like a mental debrief that keeps you honest and focused. Then there's meditation, but not the sit cross-legged forers kind. Stoic meditation is more like a quick mental reset. Try this. In the morning, take 5 minutes to visualize your day. Picture Chalenza, tough meeting, a long commute, and mentally rehearse staying calm and rational. It's like warming up before a workout, prepping your mind for action. Self-reflection is the glue that holds these practices together. At night, ask yourself, did I act with courage today? Was I fair to others? These questions aren't about perfection, they're about progress. Even 5 minutes of reflection can shift your mindset, helping you spot patterns and make better choices. These practices, managing emotions, improving relationships, simplifying life, and building daily habits aren't just Stoic theory, they're a blueprint for thriving. In today's world, imagine starting your day not with dread, but with a quiet confidence that you can handle whatever comes. That's what Stoicism offers. Tools to navigate stress without crumbling, to connect with others without drama, and to live with purpose without chasing empty wants. It's not about overhauling your life overnight. Start small, maybe journal for a few minutes tonight or take a deep breath the next time you're stressed. Each step builds resilience, like laying bricks for a sturdy foundation. The beauty of Stoicism is its flexibility. You can apply it while stuck in a meeting or waiting at the grocery store. It's a philosophy that meets you where you are, offering a clearer path to happiness in a world that's anything but simple. Keep practicing, and you'll find that peace isn't something you chase, it's something you create. It's one deliberate choice at a time. Stoicism isn't a quick fix or a trendy life hack. It's a deep, practical philosophy that can reshape how you navigate the world. When you lean into its principles, the payoffs are real rock-solid mental stability, a clearer sense of purpose, and the grit to bounce back from life's punches. But it's not all smooth sailing. Stoicism comes with hurdles like misconceptions that it's about being cold or the grind of staying disciplined. The good news? Those challenges are manageable with the right approach, like tapping into the wisdom of ancient philosophers or finding people who get it. Let's unpack the benefits, the roadblocks, and how to keep Stoicism working for you. First, the benefits. Stoicism builds a kind of mental steadiness that's hard to shake. Life's full of curveballs, missed deadlines, arguments, unexpected bills, but Stoicism trains you to stay calm in the storm. By focusing on what you can control, like your reactions and choices, you sidestep the emotional roller coaster. Picture getting bad news at work. Instead of panicking, you take a breath, assess what's in your hands, and move forward. That's the psychological stability Stoicism delivers, like an anchor in choppy waters. It also gives your life deeper meaning. Stoics prioritize virtue, wisdom, courage, just as sand, when you align your actions with those values every day. Feels purposeful. You're not just drifting, you're building a life you respect. Then there's resilience. Failure, loss, or rejection can knock you down, but Stoicism teaches you to see setbacks as temporary. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." You learn to dust yourself off, adapt, and keep going, stronger each time. Now, the challenges. One big misconception is that Stoicism turns you into an emotionless robot. People hear "accept what you can't control" and think it means shutting off your feelings. That's not it. Stoics feel anger, sadness, joy, but they don't let those emotions run the show. When you tell a friend you're practicing Stoicism, they might roll their eyes, assuming you're aiming for some stone-cold vibe. Explaining that it's about clarity, not apathy, can be an uphill battle. Another hurdle is discipline. Stoicism isn't a one-and-done deal. It's a daily grind. Journaling, reflecting, or pausing to reframe a bad moment takes effort, especially when you're swamped or stressed. It's like hitting the gym. You know it's good for you, but some days you just don't feel like it. Sticking with it when life's pulling you in a dozen directions can feel daunting, and it's easy to slip back into old habits like snapping at someone or obsessing over what's out of your control. So how do you tackle these challenges? Start by going back to the source. the Stoic philosophers themselves. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus wrote with raw honesty about their struggles, and their words are like a mental reset button. Feeling overwhelmed? Crack open Meditations, and read Marcus reminding himself to focus on the present, misunderstood by others. Seneca's letters break down how to stay true to your path without needing everyone's approval. These texts aren't stuffy or academic, they're practical, like advice from a wise friend. You can find modern translations or audiobooks that make them easy to digest, even during a commute. Reading a page a day keeps you grounded and reminds you why you started. It's not about memorizing quotes. It's about letting their mindset sink in, like water soaking into dry soil. Finding a community is another game changer. Stoicism can feel lonely if you're the only one in your circle trying it. But there are people out there, online forums, social media groups, even local Mets, who are exploring the same ideas. Joining a discussion group or following Stoic-focused accounts can spark new insights and keep you motivated. You might share how you reframed a tough day or hear someone else's take on handling criticism. It's not about preaching. It's about swapping notes with folks who understand the journey. Even a single friend who's curious about Stoicism can make a difference. Try reading a passage together or challenging each other to journal for a week. Community doesn't just keep you accountable. It makes the process feel alive, like you're part of something bigger. The benefits of Stoicism: mental clarity, its purpose, resilience, are worth the work, and the challenges, while real, aren't deal breakers. Misconceptions fade when you model Stoicism's balance, showing others it's about strength, not detachment. Discipline grows with small, consistent steps, like jotting down one reflection a night. Lean on the philosophers' words and connect with others to stay on track. Stoicism's power lies in its simplicity. It meets you where you are, offering tools to thrive in a messy world. Keep at it, and you'll find it's not just a philosophy, it's a way to live with confidence and calm, no matter what comes your way. Stoicism boils down to a simple, powerful truth. Happiness isn't found in chasing more stuff or dodging life's challenges. It's built by mastering your mind and living with purpose. This ancient philosophy, forged by thinkers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, teaches you to focus on what you can control, embrace reality as it is, and act with courage and clarity. These principles aren't just old words on a page. They're a blueprint for staying steady in a world that's always spinning. By reframing setbacks, choosing values over impulses, and grounding yourself in the present, you create a life that feels solid and meaningful. No matter what comes your way, you don't need to overhaul everything to start. Take one small step today. Try journaling tonight. Write down a moment that frustrated you and how you could handle it better. Or pause the next time you're stressed. Take a deep breath and ask, what's in my control here? These tiny actions stack up, rewiring how you think and react. Stoicism's beauty is its practicality. You can practice it in a boardroom, a traffic jam, or while scrolling your phone. Start where you are, and you'll be amazed at how quickly you feel more centered, more resilient. What makes Stoicism timeless is its flexibility. It worked for emperors and slaves, and it works now for anyone navigating deadlines, relationships, or uncertainty. In an age of constant noise ads, notifications, endless comparisons, Stoicism cuts through, offering clarity that lasts. It's not about escaping life's mess. It's about thriving in it. These ideas have endured for centuries because they tap into something universal: our power to shape our own happiness, one choice at a time. As we wrap up, our time's limited, so we'll stop here. I hope this video sparked something useful for you. If it helps even a little, I'm truly grateful. Save it to your playlist to revisit anytime. Share it with others. Sometimes a timely message can shift someone's entire perspective. Subscribe to Daily Stoic Habits and hit the notification bell to catch our next videos packed with practical wisdom. Goodbye for now, and I'll see you soon.